Last week, you must have read in the papers that Reserve Bank of India has announced its innovation hub for the financial sector. I was nominated into the governing council, so many friends called me or sent me messages congratulating me, complimenting me, but I could read something very, very common in their voice or in their messages. What is this innovation? Innovation is unclear to many educated people, more so to the uninitiated. So let us discover today the basics of an innovation and when, what, where and how of the innovation as a common man could understand. Like many complex subjects, understanding what it is not is more important. Many people think that innovation is a straightforward flash of a bright idea that comes to a lonely character who operates in a single exotic and isolated room. Also, this is the art of somebody who has arrived, somebody who has the gift of creativity, to whom new ideas come naturally. Some of it is true, but it is substantially untrue that only gifted and only the creative can do innovation and rest cannot attempt innovation. But what exactly is innovation then, if we know what innovation is not? Innovation, to my mind, is a combination of human ideas with ingenuity to bring a different experience and a useful output. First thing I told, ideas. Ideas is experience, wisdom combined to extrapolate the present into the future. That is essentially ideas. What is ingenuity? Ingenuity is smartness or cleverness or combining technology, combining the available resources to find out something to enhance the utility of that idea into usefulness. Let us take a few examples. Any one of you remember carrying big trunks when you are on a journey? In my childhood or until recently, most of us, we used to carry big trunks if it is a long journey or small trunks if it is a small journey, but it has to be lifted. A porter has to be engaged if we can afford it to take it to the bus depot, inside the bus or into the train or into the airport even. But come the wheel luggage, which is a magnificent innovation, and this innovation is nothing but a miniaturization and extension of an idea which is what elsewhere. We have seen cars moving on wheels. We have seen hand carts being pulled. Same thing was brought, 4 caster wheels were fixed in such a manner that you can just pull it. So innovation, when it is useful, has to be miniaturized and extended. Second important thing, especially in the field of engineering, that it need not be isolated at all. Many people will work on the same idea at the same time and somebody may strike gold. Take for example the electric bulb. Thomas Alva Edison has the credit that he has invented the electric bulb. But before that, at least 12 engineers and scientists have done in various degrees this innovation of using electricity to illuminate a room, illuminate a street and so on and so forth. So many people unconnected to each other, unknown to each other, may be working on the same idea, and innovation need not be one person specific, need not be going through only one person in a single track. Innovation is also about taking risks, break traditions. Take for example your own experience of a smallpox vaccination. We remember the vaccinator used to come and do a small scar using a scalpel, and on that they used to apply the germ which is taken from a person who is suffering from smallpox. From the pox itself, the germs were taken and it was applied, and an unnatural or an implied, which is called engraftment, an innovation which led to creation of vaccines. Today we take potable water from the taps that is supplied by the local municipal corporation or local civic authority. Do you know the origin of it? In Spain in the 15th century, people were dying in scores in cholera and other waterborne diseases. So somebody thought that the lime of chlorine can be used into it to stop this. Church was aghast, it was against the culture, but this innovation, which took the bold step of putting chemicals into naturally growing water to make it portable for human consumption is an innovation which became path-breaking because of the risks taken and because of the image-breaking nature of the innovator. The other thing is context and culture. In which context we are innovating? Take for example a gun. Gun was invented in China. But Chinese always thought that it is bad to hit someone from a distance, even if it is an animal. So they kept on using the sword, and what has happened? The gun was taken, the innovation was made in China, but the gun was taken into Europe, and Europe conquered the whole world, and rest was history. Human beings are social animals. Human beings love to communicate with each other. Human beings never lose an opportunity to communicate, and this has been the mother bed of present day innovation pipeline. Take from telegraph to radio to the modern day information technology or the communication network, or your Uber or Ola or your delivery boy coming and you tracking over GPRS, all because human beings wants to stay connected as frequently, as furiously, as intensely as possible. Continuous or incremental innovation is as important as path-breaking and disruptive innovation. Take for example a car. It is driving on a four-wheel and on an internal combustion engine which goes into 4 strokes of ignition and compression for a long time. An aircraft is going at 600 miles an hour for last 50 years. So no path breaking. But how steering wheel, the navigation, the interior design are keeping the innovation going in important sectors like travel and aviation. Innovation is many times extension of an invention into an unrelated but useful field. Take for example DNA. DNA was a biological or geological kind of a phenomenon, and later on this invention was so successfully applied as an innovation in crime detection and analysis. Polytetraurethane, for example, which is known as Teflon coating in cooking utensils, was never intended to be used in cooking utensils. It was used for many other industrial uses, but suddenly somebody froze it and found that it became very useful, and it do not get unsettled once it is frozen even at high temperatures. So these are some of the characters of innovation. I told innovation doesn't grow in isolation by people who are gifted by God as creative, and it is not Big Bang. It is a complex set of persistent, continuous and risk-taking as well as collaborative kind of an exercise. It doesn't require any particular ecosystem. Internet was invented as an innovation in the Advanced Defense Research Laboratory of USA. Later on it was converted into World Wide Web. So innovation by its nature is collaborative, open-ended. It thrives on continuity, it thrives on persistence, it thrives on incrementation, etc. Thank you very much.